So Cardano ADA has once again retested the 200 DMA, and this is the third time it has happened in a space of 3 days. And for as long as we continue to hold this position, then we can still remain bullish. And you can see that we ended up having a small recovery to the upside, where we then ended up getting rejected at the 50 EMA. And we have almost retested the 200 EMA. And ideally, if we do, then I'd like to see ADA to continue to hold that position. And as you guys know, I've been tracking two scenarios, where one of which is bearish and one of which is bullish. And the bearish scenario is ADA could potentially be in a retracement to the downside following this move to the upside, where we ended up topping off at around 74.6 cents. And this move is a 50 to 88.2% retracement of this bigger W wave, where we could potentially have a bigger WX Y structure form, where the Y wave could then potentially reach that 80% region. And the bullish scenario could be that we have a 5-wave move to the upside, and we are within the 5th wave, where we could potentially reach anywhere between 76.2 cents to 78.79 cents. And this 5th wave is also made up of 5 waves, where you have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and ADA could potentially be within the wave 3, where that wave 3 would also be made up of 5 waves, where you have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So what we can do very quickly is target out that 3rd wave, which would be a 1.618 retracement of the wave 1. So if I bring that to here, so yeah, that 3rd wave would reach just below the local top at 74.39 cents. So if I bring that down to about here, and we can see a small retracement to the downside and then a final move to the upside to then complete the wave 3. And then we see another move to the downside and then a final move to the upside, where we can then potentially tap into this region here. So very quickly, if I go down to the minute chart, and if I remove this now, and so yeah, it's possible that we have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 playing out, which could then form our wave 1. And then we have a wave 2, 3, 4, and 5 to then complete the wave 3. And so short-term target would be the 1.618 retracement level of our wave 1. So 69.14. And so I'm looking for ADA to reach 71.118 in the short term. And you can see that this move is made up of impulsive moves rather than corrective moves, where effectively you have your wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we have this move to the downside, which is made up of corrective moves rather than impulsive moves. So again, you can see that we have a WXY structure and a WXY structure, which forms a bigger WXY structure like so. And then very quickly, what we can do is check to see if that Y wave met the typical requirements, which is a 1 to 1.236 retracement level of our wave 1. And you can see that we actually ended up extending beyond the 1.236 retracement level. However, we failed to reach the 1.618 retracement level, which confirms that this move to the downside was a corrective move rather than an impulsive move. And you can also see that smart money concept is indicating that we have a strong low, which again further confirms that this corrective move is complete, and then we are now on the move to the upside. Now, in addition to that, the stochastic RSI is indicating that we are oversold on the minute chart. And if I go back to the hourly chart, you can see that we are below 50. So technically we are oversold. And so the bulls still have the momentum to push the price of ADA up towards this region here, or towards this target at 71.18 cents. And if I go on the 4-hour chart, you can see that we are also oversold. And so yeah, the bulls still have the momentum. And we are finding support at the 50 EMA, which again is a bullish thing. And as long as we continue to hold that position, then we can still remain bullish, and we can still look for ADA to potentially reach this region here. And so yeah, that's just my quick update on Cardano ADA. Short term, I'm still targeting moves to the upside, where we could potentially reach 71.18 cents within the next maybe few hours or so. But ideally, I'd like to see ADA potentially reach this region here, and this move could be played out in a matter of days. Who knows? Elliott Wave Theory cannot time the market. All it can do is predict targets, and right now I'm still targeting this range here. And it should reach that target, then I do anticipate a move to the downside, where we then potentially reach this target here. which would be adjusted depending on how high we go. And so, yeah, short term, I'm slightly bullish, but then in the midterm, I'm slightly bearish, where I'm anticipating a retracement, given that we have seen a move of over 40% to the upside, and people will be taking profits, which could then lead to a move to the downside. So hopefully you found this video useful, and if you did, then feel free to hit that like button, and if you're new, feel free to subscribe. Take it easy, people. Peace.